All right, y'all. So we just gonna get right into the voiceover of it all. I took me and the littles out to Buckhead. We also went by the Ponce de Leon area to eat some dessert and do some lunch. We did dessert first because I'm a cool mom. So yeah. Our first stop was at the Salty in Buckhead. They have two locations, but we decided to go to the one in Buckhead. I like it out there. So it's just so nice and sunny and pretty. Me, Papa, Mama, and our little puppy went to go try it out. Now we went later in the day. I would recommend going a little earlier so that you have more options because we really just had to go off of what was left. My son thinks he's a vlogger now, which is really cute. So he loved the space and was getting a bunch of footage of everything. We ended up trying 4 of the donuts that they had, and I absolutely loved every single one. My son also got him a little steamer that they had. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it was coffee for sure. But here we are on another day and he's still living, amen. So here are the donuts that we tried out. We did traditional glazed, whipped lemon ricotta bombolani, brown butter and salt, and we did a maple cinnamon twist. Now, I absolutely loved every single one of these donuts. My littles, however, not so much. Now, my daughter will try anything. My son is super duper picky. So my daughter loved all 4 donuts, as did I, but my son only really liked the traditional glaze and the I won't even say he cared for he liked the outer part of the whipped lemon ricotta bombolini, but it is stuffed with a cream. He did not like that. I thought that the brown butter and salt was so yummy and crispy, and I love the fact that it didn't have a regular donut texture. And then I really loved the maple cinnamon twist because it was so soft and gooey inside, the way that what we call them in New York are bow ties, the way that you would want a bow tie to be. I washed it down with some lemonade. Like I said, my son had done the steamer. I got my daughter some lemonade out of her cup, but it was just a really cute experience, and I would definitely come back here again. I spent about $30 for the 4 donuts, a steamer, a drink, and then I got my daughter some juice too. So I would say I would bring about 30-40 bucks depending on if you're coming by yourself or with someone else, but typical coffee shop vibes as far as the price. And they do have outdoor seating as well, and parking is available right at the side as well. But it is Buckhead, so if it fills up fast, there's parking somewhere. It's a very walkable area, and there's lots of other things to do. So let's go ahead and go over to Fellini's. I'm going to give you a very quick review on Fellini's. And when I say quick, I mean quick, because Fellini's is an Atlanta staple. So if you know, you know, and if you don't know, I would definitely encourage you to try it out. I made a mistake by doing dessert first because my kids had all the energy in the world, which did not allow me the time I needed to have a successful rest of the vlog day. So we just ate and tried to not get kicked out of the outdoor patio of Fellini's. But I highly recommend that if you're going to try this out, don't just do a plain pizza. Do their supreme. If you don't eat meat, then do their veggie supreme. We did the veggie supreme with ground beef because I don't do pork anymore and all that type of stuff. Like I used to like do it once in a while, blah blah blah. But as you can see, it looked amazing and it tasted even better. The kids loved it, and my man came and met us here at this point because I told him, babe, I can't do this. I can't do this alone. Please help me. And so he did just that. We got in the car, we went home, we enjoyed our leftovers, and we had a fantastic outdoor day. So let's get into what I really came to talk to you guys about, which is my struggle with running my platform, things to do in Atlanta while I endured this pregnancy. What's up, friends? Welcome to the week. So, had a really cool weekend and very intentional weekend. Also, if you can hear a little chatter in the background, because my man is doing his job and being employed. So, I really tried to push myself to do some things in Atlanta this weekend. And push is so light of a word because I really had to struggle through that. Like just bringing my kids out, going to multiple places, driving, just being out in the world amongst the people. And I did that because I had a conversation with my team recently for things to do in Atlanta. And we had to have a real conversation because right now I've been at 62.6 and 62.7 followers for some time now. And the conversation had to be had of like, what are we doing? Is this something that we're doing wrong? I'm not a girl who's ever going to blame the algorithm for not seeing the results that I want to see. It's not the algorithm. At the end of the day, the algorithm is just a system to make sure that the user platform is getting the results they want to see. It has nothing to do with me, and it is nothing personal. So if I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, then I need to figure out my own algorithm. And so the conversation that was had was, you've done things a certain way for a very long time, and that way may be a little outdated. It may be time to start taking into consideration what your clients want to see, what the people who, sign up for just like one-time promotions want to see, their audience, their database, and also making sure that you're taking into consideration that, baby, you're not in Atlanta anymore. You are in home. Okay, you're in the yard. And I think it's a little different when you're amongst the people and you're having these experiences versus when you're sending a team out to get the content and you're putting that content together to create a good video, because your experience is not their experience. So like, I'm learning to listen to my team, to take notes and to be receptive. I got some feedback recently that one of my responses to someone who was reaching out to me to do content was a little, hi, is this you crying for attention? What can I do for you? Do you even want anything? Me? You want me? Y'all already knew this was a Zoom when y'all subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. But anyway, got some feedback that one of the people who reached out to me to do a collaboration felt like my response was dry and not very personable, and they didn't feel very taken care of, And so my team had to talk with me about that. And I'm learning that when it comes to being successful, whether that is a long-term play or a short-term play, you can't do the same thing forever. There's always going to have to be a time where you take the tools out the toolbox and sharpen them, polish them. And that's what I'm learning, is that we are growing, the industry is growing, market is growing, different businesses are growing, and therefore there are different types of people who just require different kinds of things. So my team came to me with that. At first I was like, what? I used emojis. And it's like, girl, nobody care about your tired emojis. You got to talk to these people. You got to get on the phone with these people. You have to set up meetings. You have to make sure that you're allowing people to hear your voice and you're hearing their voice. You're asking questions like, what are you looking for? Instead of it just being straight to, okay, you got a business, I got a platform, here go the price, let me come through, get the stuff, all right, bye. It feels too transactional after a while. And even for me in this season, it's hustle mode. You guys know I'm working a 9 to 5, but I'm also doing my content creation. I'm also doing my marketing efforts. And so sometimes we get caught up being robotic instead of continuing to be human, remembering that human is what brought us here. Other thing that I'm learning from my team about getting older is that as you get older, you get lame. You get a little lame. And there's no way to fight it. There is no way to fight it. That's why we see some of our faves, like rappers, celebrities, literally like trying to claw onto whatever piece of youth they can. And it looks cringy and it looks sad and it looks like, girl, like, just grow with the flow. Just go with the times. Because the older that you get, the more out of touch you are with what's trendy and what's in. And it's just, you gotta, if you're in an industry that requires you to still be up to date, you have to hire younger people, or you have to do your research, or you have to be in the field, or you have to do the work to mature in a way that makes sense for what it is that you're doing. And so I'm learning that also. There are things that I could do when I was 23 where I could easily just pull out my phone and be like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, thousands of views, everything's great, everybody loves it. Where now, no, you have people who are, you know, I wouldn't say half my age now. Now I'm giving it a little bit. But you have people that are much younger than me that are just having a new way to do things and having a fresh eye on things that I've seen like 50 times before, to where they're bringing a new light to it and they're putting a new jazz on it. And I gotta keep up, which is crazy. I still feel so young. But yes, so those are some things that I'm working on right now. So even reflecting on this weekend, yes, did I do things in Atlanta? Absolutely. But when you got two little rascals running around a donut shop, it's not enough time to really take the kind of content that you want to take, or come up with creative ideas of transitions and how to express the experience, and also getting there at a time where the donuts is warm and you're in the mood to like, oh, you know what song will go really good with this? Yep, this is exactly the feeling that this gives me. Oh, or you know what this makes me feel like? POV, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's not enough time because my brain is so occupied with other things that by the time I'm putting out the content, it's like, here y'all, check out the plate. Let's play stuff. And that's not good enough. So I have a whole board of things over here that I'm going to have to erase and revisit and get into. My team gave me so many cool things to think about, so I'm really excited to get into those things. And the last thing that I'll share with you guys is I'm also learning that pregnancy is not an excuse. You can take that to mean what you want it to mean for you, but I'm not talking about you because I don't know you. I know me though. And I know that my pregnancy was a choice. And with it being a choice, I think that we all owe ourselves a certain level of accountability for the choices that we make. And at the end of the day, I know that not only do I have other children and other obligations and just responsibilities as an adult overall, I know that there's a life that I want for myself. I know that there's a younger Sim that I've made promises to, and there is a future Sim that is depending on me to make the right decisions now. That being said, my pregnancy is not an excuse. It is a season. It's an experience. And I owe a certain version of myself to my pregnancy as well. My baby needs time to grow and to feel like she's in a womb that is safe and is healthy. Not a stressful womb, not a just eating whatever I can womb, not just running all over the place, jumping and bumping womb. She deserves the time to rest and to take her time, and that deserves its space. And at the same time, my dreams also deserve space to be able to know that regardless of what happens in my life, there will always be space for my purpose to flourish. And so I'm paying attention to my hour by hours. I'm paying attention to what I spend my time on and what I don't spend my time on, so that I can make sure that I'm creating a life for myself that is good for me. It's good for my children. It's good for my partner. It's good for my dreams. Good soil is what I'm focusing on right now. I want to be good soil for the tree of me and all the things that are connected, all the fruit that I bear from the tree of me. And that sometimes requires isolation. It sometimes requires sacrifice. And I'm okay with that because the fruit is worth it. The fruit is worth it. I don't want to tell clients and collaborators, hey, I'm sorry I did half as well as I usually do because I'm pregnant. No, I'd rather just say this is something my team can manage, or this is something that my team can't manage, or trust my team when I do give them something to manage it, to just get it done. So a lot of cool things that I'm learning right now, and I'm ready to get back out in Atlanta and really do some things for the purpose of why I even started this page. It wasn't just to show off, hey, look at me, I'm doing things in Atlanta. It was because I was so sick of going to events where everybody is sitting around with their phones. I was so sick of going to the same old thing over and over and over and over again. And I was sick of having to search for things to do while I had things to do, you know? That's why I started this page, and I want to really get back to that mission talking to people, connecting with people, and creating events that feel good to people's souls. So, but first I'm gonna have this baby though. First things first. Y'all see my baby bag is packed. Got my little fuzzy. This is my favorite part in there. So it's time. First I'm gonna have this baby, and then I'm gonna give myself the best year ever. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.